Folks, welcome to Apocalypse Soon. The
Hello,
podcast.
airplane.
We're here in Airplane Park.
The plane.
Welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. I'm sitting next to Johnny Rangers, Captain New York. He's the man. It's Mr. Eddie Pepitone.
How you doing, folks? I hope we have a good new year, huh?
Hey.
It's New Year's Eve day.
Yes, New Year's Eve day.
A lot of pressure on people to have a good time tonight. What are you doing with the fam?
See, the family wants to do nothing. We got video games.
A lot of people don't. Right.
Yeah.
Why leave? And that's the thing in general these days is why leave if you have all your entertainment
It's all right there.
at home, except other people. That's for sure.
Yeah, Simon Gibson, one of my buddies, is doing something tonight. He's told me to call him after this.
What's
so now,
he doing?
Now I'm struggling because if he does something,
You're going to be pressured to do it?
I'm going to do that probably. But there's part
You
of me
are?
that wants to do nothing, you know?
The what?
Part of me wants to do absolutely nothing. And just stay
I'm
at
going to
home.
vote to do nothing for you.
Yes.
Just chill out,
Yeah.
I think.
Just take it easy.
Well, New Year's is too loaded, and I find that it's a hard night to have a good time unless, and here's the caveat, unless you're with really close friends.
Yeah.
And then it becomes, like, again, a family
Yeah.
type thing. And my close friends these days are just crows.
Yeah.
I love crows. You know, they're big, they're black, they're beautiful.
They don't talk much, but when they do, it feels poignant. You know, it feels
I love
special.
crows. They're sweet.
They're smart.
Yeah.
They're smart animals.
They're very smart animals. I remember my first tutor was a crow.
Really?
When I was having problems with the Shawnee language, the Indian and the crows are from around, you know, they've been around for thousands.
Yeah.
I don't know the history, but I'm sure they've been around longer than humans.
I think so.
Or at least as long as humans.
You commune
Maybe
with
not.
the Shawnee for a time?
What's that?
Did you commune with the Shawnee?
Yeah, I had it was a stipend program where I was trying to find out about our Native American culture. And they commune with nature beautifully like we are today.
Oh, communing.
Out here, how's that for a segue?
Yeah.
Out here, we're two bumps on a log out here.
We are two bumps.
I don't know if you folks see the log. Can they?
I think
you
they
check
can
it out?
see the log. Oh, they
That's
can see the
okay.
log.
That's okay. We don't care anymore. We've been X'd. We're homeless, and our idea is to go around and just have different experiences in the outdoors. Today we're kind of playing it safe.
Yeah.
We're just sitting in the park, but we might do some. Well, there goes a squirrel.
Oh, see, I mean, this is all worth it. You
Yeah.
can see a fluffy squirrel running around. There's dogs everywhere. I love coming to the park.
Well, this is a nice park. It's big.
Yeah.
There's crows here.
Yeah, there's no barrels on fire, which is what I'm used to seeing in here.
That's on the Lower
periodically.
East Side of New York and downtown LA and any major city that homeless, unhoused people, they need to warm themselves. Or just people who want to make s'mores on a dime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
just like, bang, hey, Margaret, let's set this barrel on fire and make s'mores. Oh, well, let's not set the barrel on fire. How about that? What are you talking about, Margaret? I just want a s'mores. Al, it's bad taste to light things on fire in the middle of an area. Margaret, we're in this small town in New Hampshire. I don't think it's going to be too bad. Al, we don't exist. I don't want to get into that. I mean,
You did the full wraparound though. It was good. The only thing you need is a hint of sexuality, and then the we don't exist. And it's
yeah, that's true.
I like that's the Alan Margaret formula.
That's true.
Get over here, Al.
Well, after they say they don't exist, then they get a little touchy-feely, as we all do when we realize we don't really exist.
I get very horny when I watch The Matrix. I get all horned up.
You get all horned
yeah, 'cause
up.
I'm like, man, what if this is all just a simulation? And that always gets me going, you know.
And then the old Johnson comes out.
The old man.
The old soldier comes to attention.
So you said a year in review, 2023.
Let's do the year in review for both of us, what we kind of did, what happened in the world. I read today the Ukrainian invasion by Russia has been going on 2 years.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought it was this year that happened, but that's not true.
We've been, and I forgot about it.
Well, everybody now is focused on the slaughter of children and Palestinian children and Palestinian adults and just the brutal genocide that's going on.
Yeah, it's not good.
And so everybody's focused on that, and they should be. But the year in review, not good as far as peace, And it's because the war merchants run things, the death merchants run things. We're still, there's such a struggle between going toward confirming life or what is it called? Creativity or destruction, And I see it in your act, you there are nights where I'll see you and it's destructive, and then there are nights where I'm like, he's going to the light.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah.
And and it's good,
I go to destruction sometimes.
We all do. It's comics especially.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be on stage and I'll have a perception of what the audience thinks of me that may be completely off.
Yeah.
But I'll respond to that. Like, oh, fuck me? Fuck you. And then nobody said anything. It's just
nobody said anything.
It's just my feeling about, these guys don't like me. Oh, yeah, you don't like me? Try this on. And then I go,
try this on. Now you have a reason not to like me.
Now you're really not going to like me.
Boy, I really learned on stage not to make the audience feel uncomfortable with my anger. Even if I'm angry at someone in the audience, the job of the comic is to keep it light, unless it gets really bad, unless there's some kind of horrific type of person who is saying horrific things or threatening people.
If
you're not going to joke around, huh?
If the audience is already against them, it's easy to attack.
They usually are on the side of the comic because usually hecklers are assholes. There aren't many good hecklers who are
helping the show.
Yeah, that is so funny that they say that.
I was helping the show.
Yeah.
What? I would watch the Dave Chappelle special where he talked about
which one was that?
It
Sticks
just
and
came
Stones?
out last night.
Last night
at midnight, I think. Yeah.
Get the fuck on Netflix?
Yeah, on Netflix.
So not interested. So not interested in Netflix. And so not interested in Chappelle lately.
Well,
but how was it? Am I wrong? Was it good?
I turned it on and I turned to my buddy. I said, well, here we go. Another lecture.
Here kind of.
And
Dave's a bit of a lecturer. Yeah.
He didn't. He did a lot of jokes. Now, he did a thing.
He knows he needs to get back to the jokes. He knows that, I think. He's a smart guy.
But he kind of did the thing where it's like, oh, you don't like when I say these things that are offensive. How about I talk? He makes fun of handicapped people for like 10 minutes.
Wow.
It's
he does that.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I bet maybe I'll watch it. I hate Netflix though.
Yeah.
And Chappelle I'm over too because I don't need to keep seeing Chappelle. How about some other people, but Chappelle does that, like, he'll attack or make fun of handicapped people for 10 minutes because he is a guy who's like, oh yeah, you tell me I can't do something?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
and that's I think a good instinct. It's a free speech thing. He has the right to do that. Was it offensive in your mind? Or
not necessarily. No, I think.
Well, you go after the disabled.
Oh, I hate them. Oh, I can't stand them. I always quadriplegics.
You what?
I go in on quadriplegics. And,
I've seen you do that.
Yeah,
from the car.
Oh yeah, Yeah, I can't handle to see those guys in their motorized cars. No, my brother-in-law is quadriplegic, so we have had our fair share of jokes back and forth with him.
Your brother?
Yeah, my brother-in-law, because he's quadriplegic.
Oh, your brother-in-law is quadriplegic. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we've
You should
definitely
watch the Chappelle special with him and
should.
see his reaction.
He'd probably be fine.
He's fine with it.
Yeah, he'd probably. I mean, most of those guys are like us. They're like everybody else, where you know you don't take yourself too seriously and whatnot. But
we tend to like treat disabled people like, oh, hello, Frank. Like instead of relating to them like a person. Kids too were like, hi, little Jimmy, instead of saying, hey, Jim.
Yes.
Which is what they want.
And the elderly, we do that too.
I can't wait for that. I'm starting to get a little
Hi,
of that.
Eddie. How are you doing today?
Good. Can I suck your dick?
Oh, you silly old guy. Don't mind him.
Yeah. No, I know. The elderly, huh?
That old person, the way you speak to kids and dogs and
the disabled,
the infirmed. Yeah. Yeah,
I had an amazing thing at a show once where a guy was very, confined to a wheelchair and a lot of stuff.
He was very confined.
Well, I mean, he had a lot of stuff going on besides, like his ability to speak and everything.
Yes.
He had someone with him, and he was saying how much I've helped him.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, thank you, Fred. And then I realized, I don't have to do that. Thank you, Fred, I said eventually. Because the woman he was with was like, you don't have to say that, just be natural with him. And I was like, hey, Fred, let's go out on the town tonight and just let's get a couple of ladies or gentlemen, whatever you're into, But anyway.
It's like that scene with in Forrest Gump with Forrest and Lieutenant Dan, where it's New Year's Eve, actually, in the movie. And they're making out, and she's jumping on the wheelchair, and then I don't remember that. The other prostitute tries to kiss Forrest, and he pushes her away and goes, she tastes like cigarettes. And you don't remember that?
No. I don't remember. I don't retain a lot of things. I do now almost have 30 days clean off of weed and all that shit.
Yeah, that's why I noticed you were a little sharper today. It must be the 30 days.
I was thinking though, walking over here, I was like, this thing can have the vape pen.
I didn't bring it on purpose.
Good for you.
I'm like intentionality.
And good for me.
I stopped by my buddy Zach Stein's place last night. I did a shift at the Improv, and then...
Oh, you did an improv shift last night.
It was like 12:30, and I'm leaving. I messaged him because he's right by the Improv. Are you awake? You want to hang out? He goes, yeah, I go over there. Man, I got high out of my gourd. That's where we watched the Chappelle special. Oh. And I was just taking bong rips and...
Yeah. And you know what? Like, I bless you that you can... Hold on, let's wait for the plane. Hello, doggy. It'd be funny if he ran right into the tripod.
Just knocks it over.
Yeah. But, I thought that was my buddy. This is my home park. This is the park where I know a lot of people.
This is where you work out a lot of your park material. It's your home
I just finished a 2-mile walk around here.
Wow.
I do 2 miles around the park, which is twice around the width of it.
Oh, is it really?
Twice. Yeah, it's about a mile.
That's great.
Once around.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to do the year in review? I'll let you start. Why don't you do your... We can do the podcast year in the review. We've had our ups and downs, like, and also for me, in and out of being so high, and we've had a lot of fun doing some really silly episodes.
Yes,
we gained Patreons, we lost Patreons.
Yep.
What are our numbers? Stay the same, basically.
They stay right. We are the most steady Patreon. We'll gain a few, lose a couple.
Well, that's Patreon, but how about the listens and all that?
The listens were it's a slight grade up. We're slightly we are growing.
So if we have
if we do this for another 100 years, we're gonna have quite the listenership.
Well, I guess one of our goals is to increase the listenership this year. I'm thinking of going door to door.
Yes.
And just, hello, folks. I won't say I'm Eddie Pepitone because that'll be too on the nose, but I'll be like, hello, have you heard of this podcast? No, I haven't. Would you consider it, ma'am? Listen to a segment. Now, I'll have like the phone.
I like that.
And like press a guided meditation.
See, I think that you should do this with everyone you interact with. You're like, hey, have you seen this? Have you seen this latest clip? It's me.
Yeah.
And then you show it to them.
Yeah.
And it's more viewers right there. Now, I think the door-to-door thing could be a go. It could be very good. You could wear like a chain with a screen on it that's playing portions of the podcast as you go along. I don't know. Use the name Morris.
So we want to get our listenership up. We've had a good year. What is really amazing, Kev, and you out there, is that we have not missed a week.
You didn't miss
Even
anything.
when I was sick on the road, I would send in those lunatic character podcasts. I don't think we missed a week.
We didn't miss a week, which included one of my favorite episodes, which is the one where you were arriving at the venue and just turned your phone recorder on and you're just walking around.
I was very high.
Yeah.
I was on the road. When I go on the road, I lose my mind.
Yeah.
Because it's such an intense thing going on the road.
Well, and JT, he has no sympathy for your sobriety.
No, he does. He is very. Don't say that. He's very cool with my. Oh, look at the doggies.
Oh, there's a couple of them.
He's very cool with my sobriety. He respects me. But when you're out there on the road, it's super adrenalized.
Yeah.
It's a very fucking intense type of thing for a fucking lunatic like me.
Yeah.
To get all this, I hope this doesn't make me seem like an asshole, but adulation.
Oh, yeah.
And you just want to keep that going. Here's the thing, and you know this too. After you do an hour set or a headlining set, even a 15-minute set or a 20-minute set, but on the road I do like hour.
Yeah.
It's hard to decompress.
Yeah.
And so marijuana is it's very tempting.
Yes. Well, you also feel a little bit like God or something, where you have a room.
Well, that's
of people.
part of the manic.
Yes. Yeah. The
Part
entire
of it.
The room is just hanging on your every word, and just they think you're great, and then you have to remember. No, wait, remember. You've got these bugaboos you got to watch out for, and you're like, me. The God who just made an entire room happy, I can smoke a little weed.
And you know what's funny too, man, is there's a natural downer about having, an audience, love you or it's such an intense thing to perform, and then you're done.
Yes.
And you go back to the hotel room. And no one's there, and you have to decompress. And if I'm not, and it's hard not to overeat or,
If the internet connection's bad, you can't get the right kind of pornography you're looking for.
Yeah, pornography on the road, pornography on the road, or what I like are these, now they have these, instead of a Roomba, they have robots, little robots that will nibble on your privates. Hello, would you like me to nibble on your privates?
It's just a little nibble. It's a tiny little scrape of the teeth.
You sound familiar. I am the Italian alien.
Dude, we should see the next. Where's Max live?
Max. Max is in Schenectady.
Schenectady. We should do a podcast with just exclusively for Max. That's just all the Italian alien with Max. It would be great.
Yeah.
If you join the Patreon, folks, you could get shout-outs just like that.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
If you just have to talk trash on a particular character, regularly.
But anyway, year in review. So about the podcast, we kind of, I feel like the podcast, when we first started it, when I approached you, it was supposed to be about the end of civilization, apocalypse soon.
Yes.
And that's, we hit on that, but then I realized, let's just fucking be absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, shit.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure what was happening there for a second.
We had a gentleman come to the periphery. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but
I don't think so.
He was jogging in place, waving a phone, and he said, "Did anyone lose a phone?" So nice guy.
Nice guy, yeah.
I checked to see if I had my phone, and I don't. He's got my phone.
Yeah, we have gone towards the irreverent here.
Well, any good comic, right? You have to be irreverent.
You gotta. Well, what's the other turn is taking everything so seriously all the time, and then you kind of gotta do that. But I have a hard time doing that because I'm wrong too often. I'll have strong opinions about something and find out a piece of information and be like, oh,
yeah,
I was incorrect.
Yeah. Hold it for the plane. Oh, it isn't a plane. It's the Italian alien. What is the special tonight? It is world domination. That's still my favorite line. The special tonight is world domination. After that, I don't know where to go with that bit.
I do. I have so many things like that where I'm like, this right here. And they're like, well, what? That's it. That's the whole thing. Those bits often are fun to do with a long, stretched out setup and say, hey, this is my impression of X, Y, and Z, and kind of a ridiculous setup that goes to a very short actual bit.
Right. You know what, though? I feel like there's been too many bits like that with comedians where they'll say, this is my impression of Ringo Starr just coming at it. Yeah, and they'll go, how you doing, Paul? Yeah. And that's it. And they go, thank you, and the audience laughs, and you feel cheap.
Yeah,
you feel cheap. You feel like I didn't deserve that laugh. My ass is starting to hurt on the log. How about you?
My ass is hurting a little bit.
I may go down to the ground at some point.
Oh, should we could stand too. It's a little wet down here.
I don't care.
So, wow. I had no idea I was dealing with that kind of guy.
Should we do a guided meditation?
God bless you.
Lead us into New Year. Then we'll continue the year in review.
And now, take the weight of the day off your shoulders and slip into a deep, deep guided meditation with Eau De Pepitone.
Hello, everybody. We are under the canopy of the sky here in North Hollywood. We hear the roar of the planes that are emitting pollution that will lend itself toward making the earth a warmer place. And as you know, it's already far too warm in the earth. I'm already dreading the summer, and it's the dead of winter right now. So with our first in-breath, I want you to breathe in all the potential of the new year, the good and the bad. There may be an economic collapse, the war, or the genocide in the Mideast may spread. It seems like it is spreading a little. Iran is getting involved, and Lebanon, Hezbollah. And each day, Each day that Israel decides to kill more children, the world becomes more unsafe. And I want you to breathe that in, but also breathe in the good things. Breathe in the smile of children. The children, they skip and run, the children. And the reason I take a Swedish accent there is because, first of all, you can still do a Swedish accent as a white man. And also, it's a funny accent. So breathe in the good things like the smile of a child, or just seeing the light hit a beautiful tree, like right now. The sun is peeking through the cloudy Los Angeles sky, and look at the beautiful, well, you can't see it, but hopefully where you are, you're not in darkness. And now with your first out breath, I want you to let out all the horrific things you see every day, from people running away from their demons. That you can't see, actually, but most people jogging. Or I'm going to have to sit down. Will that fuck up the camera thing?
No. Keep going. I'll readjust.
There we go. Ooh. I want you to breathe in or out. It doesn't matter really whether you're breathing in or out, but breathe in the lusciousness of the winter. And the winter is luscious. Birds, beautiful, beautiful red-tailed blackbirds. They're so beautiful. Breathe in dogs running around. Basically, breathe in anything that is not human. Animals are just gorgeous, in-the-moment creatures, while humans are scum mostly. And I'm not talking about the circus Patreon members. Those are the expensive ones? Yeah, I'm talking about the bread Patreon members. I wonder if I alienate people. Anyway, so breathe in the gorgeousness of animals. Breathe in the life-giving properties of the sun, even though the sun will eventually kill us, which is happening now. And now, with your final out breath, I want you to breathe out all of the violence that you see every day. And I'm talking about just in the place you live, not even in the outside world, but in the small enclosed place you live. There's so much violence where I live. Every time I open the door, I see someone being struck. And I yell, "Again, do it." And I know a lot of people don't like that. They think I should intervene, but I'm not a policeman. And by the way, if you ever watch Cops, they don't really intervene when things get rough. They kind of make a career out of staying away from things where they don't have the upper hand.
Well, thanks for joining us on another beautiful guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
I hope that gets everybody in the mood to, I don't know, welcome in a new year.
I pray this new year is fantastic. You know, I got low hopes for it, but
that's the key.
You know,
what is it? Is it expect? No, hope for the best. expect the worst. I forget how.
And you'll
that
never
goes.
be disappointed. Yeah, something like that.
Or is it a bird in the hand? Always bring a wipe if you have a bird in the hand.
Yes.
They tend to shit. And,
That old saying. I remember that.
Yeah.
My grandfather used to say that. He used to say, always bring a wipe if you have a bird in your hand.
Oh, your grandfather. He was a fount of wisdom. I remember one of the things that he used to say that you told me. He used to say, "Get down, Frankie. Get down." And
That's right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
you said that came from his World War II days.
Well,
or
yeah,
Vietnam. I forget.
He
which
was
one.
very well adjusted from his time in combat, but that was
very well adjusted. Was he in combat?
Well, I mean, honestly, no. So he wasn't actually. I think he saw a very little bit. He was in the 100th Bomb Group. So he, but he
100th Bomb Group.
Yes.
How do you get into a group? Who books that?
he was in charge. So he wrote a biography, and in the biography he had several stories of clearing out soldiers' lockers, their foot lockers and stuff, and because they had died, in combat.
He had to clear out soldiers'
and write
lockers
the letters.
that died?
Yeah, write letters to home to let the parents know. And
Why
things
did
like
he
that.
have to do that?
Because he was I can't remember if he was a sergeant or whatever, but he was in leadership, and
Oh, wow.
he said on more than one occasion when he would clear out somebody's locker,
Yeah.
that person who had passed away, their friends didn't believe that the person was dead, and would be like, "Don't you fucking touch his stuff. Don't touch his stuff." And he'd be like, "We've got to do this." And he said he got a gun pulled on him 3 different occasions from other soldiers, other Army, Air Force recruits that.
Well, most people who've been in combat are very well adjusted.
Yeah.
No, that's fucking going above and beyond job pay right there.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Like
pretty
I've had a
intense.
gun pulled on me when I had civilian jobs, like I was waiting tables, and I remember, someone ordered, I think it was chicken scampi, and what came out was like just a plain roasted chicken, and the guy just got up, pulled the gun, and I said, listen, we'll get you the scampi, but I'm gonna have to ask you to keep the gun, holstered.
That's pretty high stakes for a
Well,
waiting
steak,
job.
if I fucked up a steak order, they... one guy had a rifle. I'll never forget that. And he took a shot at me while I was by the coffee station. And luckily he just hit the espresso machine, and we all hated making espresso anyway.
Yes.
So the espresso machine was out of order,
Yeah, well, you worked at that the restaurant you worked at. You always gave a gun to the patrons when they would come in.
Well, yeah.
They had a gun, or a menu was printed actually on the stock of a rifle in many of those restaurants.
That was in Texas when I worked in, the border town. What is that border town? Was El Paso a border town?
I believe it is.
Or I was going to say Durango, but not Durango. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Just some scum town.
Well, as you know, I'm great with rote memory. I'm always great with names and specifics.
Yeah. Let's get back to year in review.
Thank you.
I don't know. Year in review. So we've gone, all over the map. The world. It's so funny. Not funny, but I have a friend, Wayne Fetterman. I'll name him. He thinks the world is in the best shape it's ever been. And I say, you're out of your mind, dude. Yeah. And I think his arguments will probably be something like, well, there was disease and cholera, the things that are going on in Gaza now, which he probably won't
Well,
Anyway,
you could look at it through the lens of like life expectancy, modern medicine, technology, and say, yeah, things are fantastic, you know. But
I don't know.
We've all, I mean, but through the right lens, you know. But like, I think the amount of deaths are not great. You know, this in this chunk of history, like the amount of wars that are still happening, slavery is still at it's actually at an all-time high worldwide.
Is that right?
Yes.
Sexual slavery and other slavery.
All of it. I know you prefer sexual slavery when it comes to slavery.
But yeah. No doubt about that.
But yeah, so is Fetterman? Is he like? Is he one of those right wing guys?
I don't want to speak for Wayne, but he thinks things are great, and I'm like,
he's very funny.
So why I brought that up? Yes, why I brought that up, and he won an Emmy.
Did he really?
Yeah, for being part of the team that made, I believe it was the Gary Shandling documentary.
Oh, wow.
Or George Carlin. Might have been George Carlin. Apatow. He works with Apatow. But anyway.
Apatow did the Shandling one, I know for sure.
What's that?
Apatow did the Shandling one for sure.
And the Carlin one.
Did he? He did the Carlin one too? Okay.
Well, who did you think did the Carlin one?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Jesus fucking I'm kidding. But so, and I brought that up, to say that the year in review, a lot of it is, like you just said, what lens you look through, and your mind tends to magnify whatever you're focusing on. So if you focus on all the horror, which there is plenty of it, then you'll magnify that. But if you can focus on, good things, can you say some good things that happened this past year? Because I tend to focus on the horror.
Yes. Well, some personal good things for me.
Or in the world,
In the world.
Either one.
Well, I'll tell you, there was a ton of new Marvel movies that came out.
I think that's a bad thing. I'm with Scorsese. These things don't have any fucking... everybody, I don't know, I read this somewhere. People have fucking superhero fatigue.
Yes. Yeah.
I got into them for a little bit,
Look at this logo.
And now I'm just, look, I could look at dogs all day. Oh, he's a
cute little cutie.
He's a little puppy.
We should have one of those 360 cameras. I'm struggling to think about something good that I saw happen in the world.
Yeah.
But with all the bad that's happened, there's it allows opportunities. The amount of videos of these horrific situations that are happening, in the Gaza Strip and stuff like that is absolutely horrifying. However, you do also see a lot of people helping, in these horrible situations.
Yes.
As far as like looking for a silver lining in an absolutely devastating situation.
It comes down to, and people say that love always wins.
Yeah.
But the forces out there, the darkness against the light, like I think if your darkness, I'm light in this podcast.
Yes.
Absolutely. People don't know this, but you drive up in a automobile that has an AK-47 strapped to the hood.
That's right.
And I drive up in a beautiful 2006 Honda Element.
Yes.
That just has a very large peace sign.
That's right.
On it,
Yes. Yeah, and you're always handing out blankets to people and
I hand
things.
out blankets and discounts on bridge work. My dentist has given me license. He printed out a couple of Groupons for people who need extensive bridge work done.
Well, that's so nice. That's a kindness that you don't see in the world.
You don't see people riding around saying, Do you need bridge work?
Yeah, I'll give you 10% off. It's not a lot,
Your
but it's
teeth
something.
look fucked up. You'll want to talk, pal.
Dude, I got to go back to the dentist.
Yeah.
I got to finish up my work.
Why did you?
I had to cancel my last appointment because I got because of the COVID, and so then I got to reschedule so I can get these two finished over here because they're just got the temporary.
How long have they been temporary?
Like a month.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not.
I
too
thought
bad.
you were going to say a couple of years.
No.
Because I would say that's permanent.
Yeah,
if it's a couple of years.
No, I'm gonna get the nice ones. I'm thinking about going gold.
Huh?
What do you think? Should I go put a gold cap on
I think you should have like couple of gold front teeth.
up at the front with maybe
I'm
like a
thinking of
diamond
getting
in the middle?
gold veneers.
Yeah.
And just kind of, getting a little funky.
Oh yeah, I like
Hey,
it.
you know what I was thinking, by the way, is that we haven't done an Eau De Pepitone in a long time. Remember when we're in the studio trying to think what bits we haven't done?
That's
Eau De
right.
Pepitone.
It's been a while. It's been a very long
That came back
time.
to me, by the way, because I quit pot.
Dude, seriously. Should we do one?
Yeah.
And now introducing a perfume of perfumes, the scent of repression. With a brand new fragrance, Eau De Pepitone.
Have you ever been in a situation where you need a perfume to say, go fuck yourself?
Pepitone.
Well, have we got the perfume for you? Eau De Pepitone is a fragrance that is so repulsive, that is so pungently offensive, that if you put just a little on, you will have no friends.
Pepitone.
If you put just a little on, you will be arrested within the hour. Put on a little Eau De Pepitone and watch your life. Watch your life go into a whirlpool into hell.
Ooh, Pepitone.
Eau De Pepitone is a fragrance that is mined by disabled children in small little towns in Central America. They mine the metal that makes Eau De Pepitone distinct. They do it with their little disabled hands.
Pepitone.
See, you got me doing this because you mentioned the Chappelle thing. And then the perfume is strained through the brain that has just been taken out of a passerby who was thrown into a basement, had his brain taken out with a big hammer claw. Also, it was a dateline in forensic files. And then the brain is used to strain the metal into a liquid. And then the liquid is put in a pouch. Eau De Pepitone is only sold in a pouch. That's right, a pouch that says, fuck you on it. That's right, a pouch that will proclaim, no longer do I want to live. A pouch that is so full of hate and dissent that you will want to give it to an enemy.
Pepitone.
Eau De Pepitone is sold only underground, in underground bunkers where the unhoused people live. That's right, it is sold in small cubby holes that are 3 stories underground, but you will see signs you will see signs. Most of the signs are the devil's handiwork.
Start digging today.
We haven't done one of those in a while.
I forgot about Pepitone, Eau De Pepitone. Yeah, somebody mentioned the band leader a while ago, which I also forgot that we did like the first 20 episodes. That we had the band leader.
Well, we had a different format.
Yes.
By the way, how long have we been doing this?
So this is episode 100.
Again,
So
I'm
that
going to ask. It's almost 2 years.
100 weeks. Yeah, that's
Because 52 weeks in a year.
Yep, almost 2 years. That's
almost
wild.
Fucking 2 years.
It doesn't feel like that. I feel like we
No, it
just
feels
met.
like 6-7 years.
Yeah, I feels like we just met right over there, right behind us.
Did
not
we
too
meet
far
the
away.
first time in the park?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, well, we met for the first time for the podcast in the park.
We did.
Yeah.
So the first one was in the park.
Yeah, with Fine Arts, and we filmed.
Oh, right. Steve kind of shepherded it along.
Yes, he did. Yeah. And
He put me in touch with you.
I thought he was going to be helping out the whole time, helping us along.
That went away quickly.
Won't even return my calls,
Yeah.
By the way, I forgot about his birthday party. He just had that birthday party.
I went. It was fun.
I blew it.
It was fun. Todd Glass was on mushrooms.
Was he really?
Yeah, if any of you know the comedian Todd Glass, he was on mushrooms, and at one point Todd got paranoid, and he went in his car to like relax, and then he got really paranoid in the car, and then he finally settled down and kind of got through a paranoid episode.
Oh, wow.
Have you done mushrooms?
I have. I've done
And
with
what's your-
Todd, too. Yeah.
You what?
I've done them with Todd before.
Is that right?
Yeah. Me and Todd and John Wagner.
Joe Wagner?
John Wagner.
Oh, okay.
We all did mushrooms in Todd's backyard.
Is John Wagner the city councilman in Santa Barbara? You talking about that?
I wish I was.
Hello, gentlemen. I'm here to do mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm here to do the mushrooms. Have you brought the good ones? Yeah, Todd entertained us the entire time, and it got stressful at one point because I was like, at one point
Oh, my God.
I go, Todd, we like you. I don't know if it was. Because we were all, frying. So yeah, it was at one point. I was just like, he was entertaining us, but he was basically doing an act in front of us for a long time, and we had a blast though. We had a great time.
Yeah.
But there was. I remember at one point feeling like I should go out to my car.
Did you really?
That's what I felt like. I was like, I need to get. Man, I'm kind of being overwhelmed here.
Let's do a new thing. How much time have we done, by the way? I have no idea since I should have started my watch. How much time have we done?
We're over 45. We're at 48
Oh, so
minutes.
we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, so why don't we do one last little bit?
Okay, so this is a new one, and it'll be a Shell Oil executive talking about the year in review, but he's on mushrooms.
All right.
Okay?
Yes. And now, CEO Executive Bill Timpson does mushrooms at the annual Shell Oil business meeting.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We've had a great year, and that's not why I'm laughing. I'm laughing because does anybody else see that dragon hand? It's a hand of a dragon. Anyway, I do want to say that we have had a great year financially. We've completely raped the coast of Brazil. I'm not laughing at raping the coast of Brazil. I'm laughing at finally realizing nothing fucking matters. Nothing fucking matters. Why do I care about this shit? But we have had a great year. And we're looking toward next. Really, what is this year? Next year? It's a bunch of bullshit.
Hey, Bill, are you okay, Bill?
God.
Are you all right?
Am I okay? I've never felt better. I realize that we're all trapped in this fucking... It's just a fucking mind. It's a large mind. We're all tentacles in a large mind. But I want you to look down at your quarterfinal report, the last quarter
All right.
of this year, even though we are just trapped in the tentacles of a giant conglomerate of God, really. And what is God? Well, I'll tell you what God is. It's money. No, I'm kidding. It's actually love, I think. I think God. I think love. Everybody, have you ever seen a bird just fly?
Bill, are you Bill?
I'm getting emotional. I'm going to hand it over to Bill, who's on meth. Bill is on meth, and it's going to be a different type of meeting. Bill?
Hey guys, so everybody good here? Everybody wanna,
we're good.
guys, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe instead of we do this, we go, I don't know, have you guys seen how much money you get on recycling? It's kind of crazy right now, and like, I just don't. Right?
Hey,
I mean,
hey, can we put on pornography? We usually have these meetings with pornography on.
Definitely put pornography
Fuck
on.
me! Fuck me!
I'm gonna clean. I
Put
gotta
it
clean.
in my ass! Put it in my ass! Well, I think that's the podcast.
That feels good.
I feel like we built to a crescendo.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really get much of the year in review, but
Nope. Well, in
we did what we
conclusion,
could. Yeah.
nothing good happened.
That's not true.
Everything, it was all bad.
It's always a learning experience. Each year, each day, each moment. Seriously.
Yes.
Each moment is a lifetime. Each moment is what we all need to start paying attention to. Instead of, projecting into the future or regretting the past or thinking about, the past, find the beauty in each moment. That would be my year, like my positive.
I like that.
Year-end review. Like, I'm looking at the light now hitting these. Isn't that gorgeous?
Beautiful.
Though?
You can see the flowers in the trees too.
It's so beautiful, the color. And seeing all the dogs who are always in the moment, the puppies that we saw running around.
I know. That's
when
all
that's
good
in
stuff.
the world, you know that evil can exist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, an evil exposed to the light becomes light. I think you know that from your Bible studies.
Yes. Well,
Unless you were absent that day.
No, I wasn't there. I was.
Or you were on mushrooms.
I will say, this year was earmarked with moments of like laying down for a nap and having my cat lay next to me and scratching his belly and having him purr, and I fall asleep with the cat right there. Beautiful moment. Fantastic moment.
Oh yeah, that is beautiful stuff.
My life is like it's like a black sky with some specks of pure brilliance in it. Some moments with the kids. Once a week, spending time with you on this podcast.
That's been that is
an absolute joy for me.
Absolutely.
Even though. There sometimes, when I'm going through the editing process, I will have an existential crisis.
You will
have a full-blown panic attacks. If there's something wrong with the footage or something, But other than that,
that's because I'm a loose cannon, and I would be like, "What do you mean?" That's what I like to say when things go awry. I like to say, what are you talking about? Like, I do that a lot.
That is the worst thing about working with technology in any way, because it'll be like, Eddie, I'm sorry, all the footage is gone. Like,
I know.
why? And
That happened once,
It
right?
happened one time, yeah. And I go, why? My explanation, I have no idea what happened. It's just gone.
Right. Right.
How did this happen?
Well, everybody, by the time you watch this, you will have, we're in 2024. I hope you had a great new year. And
Happy New Year, folks.
become a Patreon member if you're watching this for the first time. We're going to be in different parts of Los Angeles. What else, Kev?
Well, from mountaintop to the bottom of the ocean, Apocalypse Soon will continue to bring you entertainment every week. No matter where we are, emotionally or physically, we will continue to podcast for you as long as there's breath in our lungs and will in our hearts.
From North Hollywood, this has been Biff and Tim Henderson. We're Siamese twins, and we're trying to stay happy.
We'll see you next week.